Hello, and a very warm welcome to you from all of us here at Swadharma IAS Academy. Today, we are diving deep into something that's truly the heart of Indian democracy, the fundamental rights. Now, I don't want you to think of these as just some dry legal text. Think of them as a powerful shield, a personal guarantee that protects every single citizen.
So let's kick things off with a huge question. What really stops the government from just doing whatever it wants, from becoming all-powerful? What is that final line of defense that prevents the state from just walking all over the liberties of its people? It's a puzzle every single democracy has to solve. Well, in India, the answer is incredibly powerful, and it's written right into the nation's DNA, its founding document. The solution is right there, in Part 3 of the Constitution, a whole section dedicated entirely to our fundamental rights. Part 3 is often called the Magna Carta of India, and that's not just some fancy throwaway title. It's a deliberate callback to one of the most important documents in the entire history of civil liberties. It's a statement, really, about just how essential, how foundational these rights are to India.
Okay, so let's really get into it. We're calling this section the Citizen Shield, and that's for a good reason, because that's exactly what these rights do. But what are they really?
So here's the absolute key. Fundamental rights are guaranteed by the Constitution itself. That means they are not gifts from a government that can be taken away on a whim. No, they are inherent rights considered essential for a person to fully develop. And this is what creates a government of laws and not of men, a simple but profound idea that the state's power has limits and absolutely no one is above the law.
Now, you might have heard that there were originally 7 fundamental rights, and you'd be right, but the right to property was later changed to a legal right. So that leaves us with the 6 core freedoms that we have today. Let's do a quick breakdown of what they are.
This table gives us a fantastic bird's eye view. You've got the right to equality, making sure we're all treated the same before the law. The right to freedom, which covers everything from what you can say to where you can work. Then the right against exploitation, which is so important, banning things like forced labor. You've also got freedom of religion, cultural rights for minorities, and then there's the big one, the one that makes all the others actually work, the right to constitutional remedies. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Let's try to make this a bit more real. Take the right to freedom under Article 19. This isn't just some abstract idea on paper. It literally means you have the freedom to say what you think, to gather peacefully with others, to pack a bag and travel anywhere you want within the country, and to choose your own job. These are freedoms that you probably use every single day without even thinking about it.
But, and this is a really critical piece of the puzzle, these rights are not absolute. They don't exist in a vacuum. The Constitution does something brilliant here. It creates a system of checks and balances.
And this slide really shows that balancing act perfectly. On one hand, you have the guaranteed rights of every individual. But on the other hand, the state can step in and impose reasonable restrictions. Why? Well, for things like public order, national security, or morality. The key word there, the magic word, is reasonable. And it's ultimately up to the courts to decide what counts as reasonable.
It's also really important to know who these rights apply to. Some of them, like freedom of speech or getting an equal shot at public jobs, are exclusively for citizens of India. But others, like equality before the law and the protection of life itself, are considered so fundamental, so universal, that they are guaranteed to every single person on Indian soil. That includes foreigners.
Okay, now let's talk about the master key. The one right that unlocks all the other rights. Because let's be honest, what good is having a right if you have no way to enforce it when someone violates it? Remember this number, Article 32. This is, and I'm not exaggerating, arguably the most important article in this entire part of the Constitution. It's the enforcement mechanism. It's the engine that makes the whole system go. And you don't have to just take my word for it. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the main architect of the Indian Constitution, called it the very soul and the very heart of the whole thing. He said that without this one article, the rest of the Constitution would be a nullity, basically meaningless words on a page.
So what does it do? It's actually beautifully simple. Article 32 makes the right to get your rights protected a fundamental right in itself. How cool is that? It means any citizen whose rights have been violated can go straight to the top, directly to the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court, and ask for justice.
And how does the court actually do this? Well, it has a powerful toolkit of 5 special legal orders, or writs. For example, Habeas Corpus, which literally means to have the body, protects you from being locked up illegally. Mandamus is like a command, telling a public official, hey, you have to do your duty. Prohibition and Certiorari are tools to keep lower courts in line. And Quo-Warranto asks a very simple question to someone in a public office. By what authority are you even here? Each one is a specific tool for a specific kind of problem.
So let's just pull all of this together. We've talked about rights, limits, remedies, but let's ask the big question. Why does any of this matter? What's the bottom line? It matters because this is the very foundation of political democracy in India. These rights aren't just about individual benefits. They're about the health of the entire nation. They are what prevent the rise of an authoritarian government, what protect us from arbitrary laws, and what ensure that India remains a country governed by law, not just by the whims of powerful people.
And that brings us right back to today. And to you. This incredible framework was designed over 70 years ago, but it is not a museum piece. It's alive. Every single time you voice an opinion, or choose a career, or travel across the country, you are living these rights. They are the invisible architecture of your everyday freedom. So the real question isn't just about what they are, but how do you see them shaping your world right here, right now?